Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey sippers, happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing good today. So I told you I would be back once all of the information came out with today's testimony with Cassie and Don Richard, who was from Making the Band, who was part of Danny D. Kane. So a lot of stuff went down today. But first, let's go ahead and address this tweet that was going around social media. If you guys don't know, Inner City Press, he's been, a part of this court case from day one and other court cases in the past. So basically what's going on is that a tweet went viral all over social media from somebody called Red Media. And it says here, Cassie testified in court that Nicki Minaj encouraged her to stay with Diddy after she opened up about all the horrible things that she went through. This goes to show that Nicki is very much, and then you can't read the rest. But they have a picture of Inner City Press, and it says this, the AUSA, which is their attorney. Oh, okay, continue. Ventura. Well, I didn't reach out to a lot of people. Sean had too many loyal friends in the industry. Attorney, loyal friends like who? Ventura. Well, like I reached out to Nicki Minaj and she told me to stop complaining. It's a part of the game. You are rich and famous. Girls will die to be in my shoes. So that went viral all over social media. People, I guess, assumed it was real because of his picture and his name. And he's one of the, big names that is covering the trial. And, clearly you can tell it looks fake. Look how it's written. It's written like a damn third grader wrote it. And, again, people have to be very, very smart before posting and reposting and retweeting information. So once Inner City Press got a hold of this and he found out about it, he shut it down. Now, there were a lot of celebrities mentioned in this, 5-day trial. She talked about Michael B. Jordan. Today, she talked about Chris Brown, but Nicki Minaj was not mentioned.
She denied that. What was this all about?
So we heard a lot of celebrity names, like you're correct. Chris Brown being one of them, dancing with Cassie, according to Sean Combs. We also heard about her dating Kid Cudi for a point of time.
So, people have to put the truth out there. You can't just put out a lie and then keep it moving. So I'm going to read to you guys what Inner City Press really said concerning this fake situation with Nicki Minaj and Cassie Ventura. So he says, note, Inner City Press has been informed that a falsified post of its reporting has been circulating. The post below is not from Inner City Press, which is reporting right now. What's said in the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial, which has not included the below. So basically, he confirmed that tweet that's going around Twitter about Nicki Minaj, telling Cassie to stay with Diddy is fake. So y'all know I'm going to be fair. I'm going to report the truth. He's saying that they did not post that. So, whoever's spreading the rumors, y'all need to stop because Cassie has not mentioned Nicki Minaj's name at all. So I hope that deads the situation because it was a mini civil war on Twitter, with people going back and forth and it's not even real, Y'all have to definitely watch out for fake information, fake news. So I'm going to kind of go in between a few different posts because some people have more details than others. But in Inner City Presses, he talks about Jonathan Odie, the man who had blasted Diddy and Cassie back in 2018 when everybody had assumed he was crazy. So he's one of the few people that had covered this part. So I want to go ahead and show you this. It starts by saying, what did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Odie was recording? Ventura, he said he'd take care of it. The attorney, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? Ventura, I am not. Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. Ventura, I don't know. You had a conversation with Jonathan Odie that was transcribed? Ventura, I'm not sure. He was volatile? Ventura, I didn't trust him. So she's saying that she felt deep down inside that Jonathan Odie was low-key a clout chaser who couldn't be trusted. Then they go on to talk more about her text messages to Diddy. And they say, and you write back, we can embrace LOL, and you wanted to hug him, right? Ventura, that's what I said. Did you have sexual intercourse with Mr. Combs that night? Ventura, I did. And during that night, your now husband FaceTimed you. Yes. Then they say, what did you write? Ventura, I wrote, I do love you. I would just prefer not being one of your girlfriends. Let's get up tomorrow night. I'll do studio from 6 to 9. He writes, can I hold you or are you just going to break up with me? So now we're going to move over to the Washington Post because they had more details they have more details about a different situation. They're talking about the incident that happened at the Intercontinental Hotel. So they're saying here, do you remember the following periods of the Intercontinental incident? Cassie says, not a whole lot. I ended up back in New York doing promo for a movie. After that, I don't really remember much. She was referring to her 2016 film, The Perfect Match. In an earlier testimony, she noted that she attended the film's premiere party 2 days after Sean Combs beat her in the hallway of the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. And a lot of people have found that red carpet, interview or whatever that they did. And it's really sad to know that before then she was getting beat and kicked down the hallway like a football.
How are you? I love this. I love this bronze goddess you're giving. Who is this you're wearing?
I'm wearing Stello. Thank you.
This night is finally here. Everybody's been talking about this movie, and this carpet is crazy.
Incredible. I had no idea what I was about to walk in on. I was like, okay, where are we? But it feels good.
Then they say the defense is questioning Cassie about a 2013 birthday party for her brother, where she allegedly got into a physical altercation with a woman and told Sean Combs he tried to kill the bitch. The defense then played an audio from 2014 in which Cassie Ventura threatens to kill a man who seemed to have a lurid video of her having sex. Ventura first asks politely to see the video before shouting, "It's my fucking life. I will kill you. I will kill you. I will cut you up. I will hide you," she's heard saying. "I have never killed anyone in my life, but I will kill you, and it's not going to be my hands. There's not going to be blood on my hands. It's going to be someone else's." So basically, they're trying to paint her as just as volatile and, off the chain as Sean Diddy Combs. So then they go to say Sean Combs was upset after the sex video of Cassie Ventura leaked, she testified. Mr. Combs would make sure that the video would not get released, right? Ventura confirmed this. So basically the defense is saying they're trying to make it look like, Sean was still trying to protect her and Sean did not want the intimate videos of them getting out. But that to me was not to protect her. That was more or less for his image because Lord knows what freaky shit was going on those videos. So I think it was more self-serving than it was for protecting of Cassie. Okay, so then they go back to court and they say, we've returned back to court and we are picking up on an exchange of text messages between Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura from 2010. Previously on direct, Ventura testified in the text messages she wanted to tell Combs that she did not want to participate in the freak-offs, but was afraid that he'd be upset. The defense is bringing up the text messages from around that period when Ventura had asked to have a freak-off with the girl. They are most likely hoping to paint her as complicit in organizing freak-offs, but not coerced. So now this part was crazy. So the defense ends up pulling up a series of messages from September 27, 2018, where Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs met up to have sex. And this was weeks after he had allegedly raped her. Because remember, I believe it was on day 2, she talked about how he came to her home. He was supposed to come visit her, and he ended up raping her. So then they end up having sex again a few weeks later. And so they go on to say this. Ventura says she had consensual sex with Combs once after rape, explaining we'd been together for 10 years. You just don't turn feelings off that way. Now she's being cross-examined about a missed video call from September 27th from Alex Fine, who at that point was her boyfriend and is now her current husband. And she testified that once Alex Fine found out that she had sex with Combs that night, he ended up punching the wall. He was really pissed off. So then what finally ended the relationship for her was when Cassie saw, Diddy at his ex-partner Kim's, memorial service and all the sweet things that he was saying about Kim Porter. That was finally like the final straw for her, where she was like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. And she probably saw herself in Kim. Like if she stayed, she could end up like Kim. So she said that was basically the final straw for her. And that's when she asked Combs to just basically let her go.
Any shell that I put up from the top of the year, I was going through a real dark time, and I was really depressed. And I don't know why. I don't know. I just could have been because I was getting older and I didn't know. I just went through a dark time.
Okay, so that was just some of the eulogy. Do you guys notice that he said that back in 2018 at Kim's, funeral? Basically said he was going through a really, really dark time. So now I think back to the BET Awards when he was saying that he was going through a really dark time and he was thanking Cassie. I wonder now if that was like some type of low-key veiled threat. Because why would you be saying the same thing you said to Kim Porter after her death to me on stage at the BET Awards? That's just weird. That just clicked for me right now. I don't know if that's clicked for anybody else.
I got to give a special thank you to the people that was really like there for me. Bishop T.D. Jakes, Chief of Staff Christina Coram, KK, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times.
And that's when she basically broke up with him. So now we fast forward to 2019, and the defense is showing a series of text messages where Diddy sent her a text basically congratulating her on her pregnancy and telling her that he misses her and he's sending her love and light, and that he also had a dream about her. Then they're also saying Ventura mostly didn't answer these texts except to thank Combs until March 2020 when Combs texts that he missed his best friend and shit had been rough without their friendship. Afterwards, Ventura thanked him and said she missed him too. You were there with me through everything. You were my ride or die. I wouldn't be at this beautiful point in my life without you, Ventura replied. The thing you said blew my mind a bit. Those were all things I wanted to hear for a long time, Ventura told Combs' attorney when confronted about the messages. So then they end up asking her about the $20 million settlement. And so Ventura told prosecutors that she wasn't planning on filing any more lawsuits against Combs, that she was receiving no money to testify at this trial, and that she would give back the $20 million settlement from Combs if doing so could somehow make it where she never participated in his freak-offs. I'd have agency and autonomy, Ventura said, her voice tightening. I wouldn't have to have worked so hard to try to get it back. She also went on to say that the freak-offs and the beatings made her feel worthless, like dirt. She said that when she told Combs that she didn't want to do them, she said, but she feared for her safety, her career, her relationship with Combs if she didn't comply to his wishes. So then they go on to talk about the Intercontinental Hotel Group, and they say this. The Los Angeles location, the site of Cassie Ventura's beating by Sean Combs in 2016, had reached a settlement to pay Ventura $10 million, according to her testimony in court just now. Video of that attack was obtained and aired by CNN last year, just as the sexual assault allegations against Sean Combs were mounting in a growing number of civil lawsuits. So basically what she's pointing out is that she doesn't need to sue Sean anymore. She's already gotten $20 million from him, but she's also gotten an additional $10 million from the hotel because remember, the hotel didn't protect her. They didn't call the police. They hid the video. They allowed Sean to pay them off. So she filed a $10 million lawsuit. So she's basically walked off with $30 million. So now we're going to move on and talk about Don Richard, who is from Danny D. Kane, and her testimony. So they're saying this here. Don Richard, who performed with two bands managed by Sean Combs, testified that she saw him attack his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in 2009. He came downstairs screaming belligerent, asking where was his food, and he continued to hit her in the head and kick her on the ground in front of us, Don told the jury. She outlined the same alleged assault in the lawsuit that she filed in September, accusing Combs of physically and sexually abusing her, among other people. Combs has denied those accusations. So she says that she was visiting Sean Combs' Los Angeles home to record music and had joined Cassie Ventura in the kitchen when Combs attacked. He came downstairs angry, saying where the fuck was his eggs? And he was telling Cassie she never gets anything right. Where the fuck was his food? And he came over to the skillet with the eggs in it and tried to hit her over the head, and she fell to the ground. Sean continued to beat Cassie Ventura as she was on the floor, Don Richards testified. He proceeded to take his arm around her neck and drag her by the hair upstairs. Don Richards said following that day, Combs invited her and bandmate Kalina Harper, who also allegedly witnessed the attack, to record music in his studio. Richard testified that Combs told the two women that the violence they had witnessed was passion. And she said he threatened that where he comes from, people who say something end up missing. So after that, the judge, basically dismissed her because they didn't have any more time for the day. But she will be returning back on Monday to testify some more. So that says a lot. If he's willing to flip out over some eggs, imagine what else he's willing to flip out over. Something as basic as eggs. And the fact that he was willing to beat her like that in front of two people. Imagine what he did to that woman behind the scenes when nobody else was looking. So this is just, it's really disturbing just seeing all this play out. They also said that on Monday, Cassie's mom is also supposed to testify as well. But Cassie is done. She told her story. She got everything off her chest. And so just a little bit ago, her and her husband's attorney spoke. And they read a letter from both Cassie and Alex Fine. So I want you guys to go ahead and check out this video right here.
It's hard to put into words how honored I have been to represent Cassie Ventura. Since we filed her civil complaint in November of 2023, she has shown such great courage and bravery for stepping forward. And she has now testified throughout this entire week. She's done so under the most difficult of circumstances, just about to give birth to her third child, and under some very difficult circumstances because of the subject matter of what she testified to. Putting that aside, she was able to do so poignantly. She was able to do so graciously. And it's a real testament to who she is and the support that she has. I have a statement from her, and I also have a statement from her husband, which I'll read in a moment. But before I do, there's a few people I want to thank. Most importantly, I want to thank my partner, Meredith, who's here, as well as the other attorneys who worked on the case at our firm, including Kat Bass, who's also here. And I also want to thank, of course, the excellent attorneys in the U.S. Attorney's Office who have really been great lawyers, but also just great people who have made Cassie feel comfortable in the process. Would also like to thank the court staff who have made our appearance this week easy, the Department of Homeland Security, the marshals. And with that, I'd just like to read a statement that Cassie just prepared, as well as her husband. They're two separate statements. I'll read Cassie's first. This week has been extremely challenging, but also remarkably empowering and healing for me. I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors. It can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember. And the more I can remember, the more I will never forget. I want to thank my family and my advocates for their unwavering support, and I'm grateful for all the kindness and encouragement that I have received. I am glad to put this chapter of my life to rest. As I turn to focus on the conclusion of my pregnancy, I ask for privacy for me and for my growing family. And then I have a statement from Alex Fine. Over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So, to him and all of those who helped him along the way, please know this: you did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received, and we ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into a world that is now safer because of his mom. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the media's attention to this case as well. Thank you.
All right, so you guys just saw that video. So like I said, Alex Fine is a really, he's a wonderful husband. And it's very interesting. I've noticed like a lot of the comments on social media from some people, it's almost like they're expecting Alex Fine to be disgusted by her or to want to, divorce her. They're saying things like, oh, that must be a weird car ride home. Alex was there through a lot of this. He knew what was going on. While he was training her and working her out, he became her confidant. And he's the one who helped her escape. So he knows the stuff that she was involved in, and he still loved her through that. And I think that's what some people find, crazy or they're upset about, is like, how can he love this girl who was just ran through and pimped out and everything else? It shows that he saw her light. He still saw something in her, regardless of what Diddy tried to take, regardless of how many freak-offs that she went through. He saw the human being. He saw the spirit that lied within her. And, that's not easy for a lot of men. So for him to look, beyond all that, the grooming, the brainwashing, just everything she went through, and for him to still love her and not only love her, but marry her and be the father of her now 3 children, because they're about to have a little boy in a few weeks, it says a lot. It says a whole lot, so she's very blessed. She's very, very blessed to have him. So many other men would have dismissed her, threw her away, or try to even, pimp her out themselves. Because sometimes when women go through that type of abuse, they end up with other abusers who take advantage of their past. And thank God he didn't do that. So it's going to be interesting, but we're going to keep up. We're going to keep on staying on top of this trial and everything that's going on. So tea sippers, I leave the conversation up to y'all. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. How do y'all feel about this entire situation? How do you feel about Cassie's final day of testimony? And then last but not least, how do you feel about what Don Richard had to say? Her testimony, she's going to continue on Monday. And also what Alex Fine had to say via the lawyer. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Please leave a comment down below. Hit the video with a like. Feel free to share the video. And I will talk to y'all later. Enjoy your weekend. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.